Good morning all, and welcome to the allotment. Now you've seen how my allotment looks at its best. Now you're about to see what it looks like at its worst. So I hope if this is the first video you've watched of mine, this year 2016 has been a bit of a disaster. My mother went seriously ill in April. We're now in September, and basically that period in between I've been unable to do anything at the allotment at all, other than pick a few raspberries. Well, pick a few raspberries and Loganberries. I say a few, along with the rhubarb what was earlier on in the season. I had about £110. May seem a lot, but £50 of raspberries never got picked off the bushes, and the Loganberries probably a similar amount. So it was a bit of a disaster. However, I did get potatoes and things in before, and we've still got potatoes in the plot over here, and still some in the buckets. And I've got Nigel over there who's helping me start on the massive tidy up. So let's show you what happens. Now bear in mind, you're looking down this path here. You would have seen it green in earlier videos, but this was all wood chipped in the late winter, early spring, and now it's all grassed over. I don't want grass down here, so I'm going to have to sort that out. So let's have a look. You can see what happens when you don't touch a plot for 5 months. Well, the beds, these were the perennial beds mostly, with a few annuals added to it. They've all, well, there's been flowers in there. You can see we've got dahlias, clangers mix, cosmos, a few other bits and bobs. But you can also see that the bindweed from the no man's land plot just here has gone in well into my plot, and it is coming down here. So I've got to treat this or sort this all out. We've had major problems with the fruit this year. Basically the frosts killed the blossom, and so I had no plums, and I've had very few, if any, pears. One on this tree here. That tree's behind it's died. There's a few pears on that tree there, and the Braeburn apple has been a success. We have got some well, Nigel can have a little word about that. We'll come back to that. I've just noticed we've got some raspberries over there, some golden ones. They've gone a bit over, but they're there. I did manage a brief hour earlier on, which I think you saw the video where, no, you didn't see the video because it was too windy to film, but I did cut back most of the raspberries. Right, so let's just have a look. You can see a bit of a mess. Just look at the paths. However, things aren't looking probably as bad as they first appear, especially when you got somebody like Nigel at hand. Good morning. Because if you look down here, I've had these strimmer out, and this part here is not looking too bad, to be honest. Now I've got to mention Alison and I don't know, did you help with the strawberries, or was it just Alison, Nigel? It was mainly Alison, yeah? So I've got to say that Alison, Nigel's wife, has been brilliant. She's been picking out all the weeds throughout the season out my strawberry beds here, and so that's helped a lot. You can see there's a lot of growth in here now. That's because there's a lot of runners what have rooted. Now I'm probably not going to do anything with them now this season. I'm going to leave them in because we've got this community project, which I know I've got a lot going on at home, but I'm not dismissing it because it's a long-term project, and I've just got to try. We've got to try best to make it work. That looks as though it's going to go ahead. it'll probably be into next year, but obviously we're going to need things from my plot to go into there. So I've already got some strawberries what I did manage to runners where I potted up. There's probably about 10 at home, and they're growing nicely, 2 litre pots. But there's plenty more here what can go into the new allotment, the new community garden. So they probably won't get touched until March time. Can you see we've got flowers on some of these strawberries here? That's because they're a late variety. Because you can get strawberries up to October, and we're in September, but I'm not expecting anything to come of them. I think it's probably a little bit too late. Could have been, well, having said that, you can see here we've actually got some strawberries. So we'll have to see. It depends on the frost, really. The Loganberries, look at the growth. They've just gone rampant. So there you are, folks. Now, I'll let you have a quick peep at the hens. While Nigel and I have been up here, I'll let the hens have a run round. Hello, babies. So they're keeping the grass down while we get on. So we're having a couple of hours up here today. Been up here for, I don't know, maybe might have been an hour now. Right, so we have a peep through in the netted area. You can see, look at that, it's a mess, isn't it? But never mind, it can all be sorted out. So I'm going to continue with the tidy up, and Nigel's going to have a little chat in a bit, and so I'll be back shortly. Okay, folks, I'm going to show you around how it looks a bit tidier in a moment, but for the next few minutes you can watch me put the new growth of the Loganberries back on. We've cut all the dead stuff out. Well, I say we, Nigel has. That's down. Do you want to go and point to where all the stumps are? So all the brown wood from last year has been cut out.
Yes, it was coming up here, and I've shortened it back to here, and now I've got to take some of the, try and get it right back to ground level as far as I can.
Yeah.
You don't have to take every last inch off, it doesn't really matter.
And then we've got all this on the floor down here behind Nigel. These are all the new shoots what we've stuck out of the way.
Out of the way so you can see.
And basically I'm going to wind these all up onto the framework. And maybe we need to put maybe a bit more wire or some string or whatever in there to support them. So let me get cracking and you can watch me. Past years I've used wire, and I used these rings, but I've not got hold of those this year, so I'm just using string. I think the easiest method at the moment is to cut these 12 inches to cut a load ready. Now this year, folks, there's been the Loganberries had mammoth growth. Now I don't know whether you can see this branch here, but it's probably a good 12 feet long.
Are you going to keep the whole 12 feet of it, Julie, or do you cut them a bit shorter?
No, wind it round on itself.
Okay.
Yeah. The important thing when you're tying this back is that when you wrap the string round, that you actually leave space for the branch to grow. Otherwise, it's going to choke it. And what I do is I kind of start at the top and then I wind it round. So basically we're going to be covering different tiers. Got to be very careful if you folded them all back like this as well, because it can become brittle, so you've got to be very gentle. Found some of those rings.
Sharpos over here.
Yeah, they need to be.
And there's no blight on them. Are these the Sharpo ones?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
I broke that one, folks. Yeah, I'm not. They're written on the side of the raised bed, I think, what they are.
Okay, I'll see if I can, when I've got rid of some of these weeds, I'll see if I can find the name.
Yeah. I found the Sharpo Blue Danube very good.
Oh yeah, the flavour of those is superb. And the colour of the potatoes too. And the blossoms.
Hope you can see, folks, it's starting to take shape. It's filling up this area nicely. And if you can imagine next year, and we've still got another half a dozen to fill into this bit, and then the bits what are going on the other side I'm going to use to go over that bit there. So we're basically thinking of how, when we're picking them next year, we want them kind of all different levels, sun to get to them, and I think this will work nicely. You can't help but break them. Another one of those prickly ones. Same one.
That's the Tabor, eh?
I think that's the Tabor, yeah.
Yeah. Loganberries, Julie. This bush is getting a bit big.
No, I don't.
No, I don't either. We better have a look on the internet, I think.
Yeah. The growth on these this year compared to last year is double.
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of moisture, haven't we, all through the summer. And a friend told me Loganberries are very shallow rooted, so they respond to water.
Right. The hens are laying eggs.
I think this Loganberry is basically cut back now, so that can be tied in at some point.
Love that. This is taking a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah. Right, I'll take a load of these clippings to the bonfire.
All right, thanks, Nigel. Well, that's basically that half of it done, folks. Got to leave shortly, but then we'll another day, maybe tomorrow. I'll get this half done. And then I'll be all ready then for next year. So yeah, that's looking better. Let's have a quick peep so you can see what's been happening around the plot. I've got to be quick because I've got to get going. Right, so you can see that I've trimmed all the path back. That's all been done. See, obviously the Loganberry. You can see there's so much there, growth. There's even more on this side. So basically, the stuff what's over down here will get threaded up on this side for this edge as well. It's just that much. Nigel's took all the bad stuff off this Loganberry as well, and yeah, so much going on, but I think you can see it's starting to look a bit better. Okay folks, I'm going to call it a day. I've just got to do something else and then I've got to pack up and get the dinner ready, so I'll see you another day. I hope you didn't find it too boring.